Welcome. Welcome back to this live session on Thursday, 5th of March 2026. Progressing towards incredible trading weeks and session and months, looking for potential entry here in this market. Welcome traders, welcome back to the live session. This is a couple of instruments currently showing significant trading opportunity. Dollar yen also currently you can see there is a significant trend. Euro dollar as well having significant trend, while you can see that gold little sideways, but it's a potential preparation for another move. Now, beginning this trading days and sessions, starting another week, another day, waiting on everyone to join. Can you say yes when you're here? It's Thursday, right? Thursday day. Looking at here, calendar. We see some news and calendar. Today coming unemployment claims. All right, so coming up unemployment claims, and with the upcoming unemployment claims, expecting the market to start its potential move. What is happening with gold? We see that yesterday bit of lower volume, less volatility that we have seen here as well. So basically it potentially preparing for move back to the upside. Usually when the market starts a new trend, the market shows this kind of candlestick pattern. You see in that zone here. All right, so now dollar yen as well showing some potentially entry. Here is an inverted head and shoulder on dollar yen, and I'm also looking to enter if there is anything, because this market might started its move back to the upside here on USD JPY. Now as we trade gold on the lower time frame, I'll keep all of them open for analysis. So we will be analyzing now. I'm waiting for all members are here. Say yes if you're here, so that for those who are regular everyday watching, I'm waiting for them so that we can do first of all the analysis. That means that, thank you very much, we will be looking at the market from three lenses, right? It's essential that always to have a high probability entry. That doesn't mean that you're gonna win all the trade, but when you look at from three perspective, okay, that I call the three pillar, right? So one is the technical, fundamental, and the sentiment. So once you can, this is the basis of entry. All right, so basis of entry is we will be looking at three significant angle, right? the market. That's where you can look at the price action. All right, so one is technical, we will be looking at now. Fundamental. And which pillar? These are pillars that you can see, 3 important. And sentiment, right? So the mark, that means you know, any pillar means that the decision of pillar, right? If you make a decision, then you need to have some base on that decision. Based on what? We say that, okay, if anyone says something, we ask, based on what? It has to have a base on it, right? We can bring something from thin air. If you say that, you know, probably, you know, a cat is flying, based on what? Right? But if you say at least a chicken is flying, but still it's believable, right? A bird is flying based on its wing, right? So it has a basis like that. So every decision that you will be making has to have a base on it, right? So that the technical that you will be looking at, all right, and then the fundamental, and we will be looking at the sentiment. When both or all of these 3 aligning in the same direction, that's where you can look for an entry. Now, gold is in a very narrow range. It's a 1 candle range at the moment. So first of all, the technical, right? Overall trend. Currently, the range is very, very narrow. And we cannot enter in this with such a smaller, narrow range. So if you look at, this is a narrow range, right? Now, with this narrow range, there has to have a breakout of this narrow range. Okay, so you got it. Now, here we are looking at in this market. If you look at, this is a very 1 candle range. From the 1 hour as well, we can see that an initial bounce followed by narrow pullback and the drop, deeper bounce and the drop. So the market is moving in a very smaller, narrow range in this area. And with this narrow range, as the market is moving in that narrow range, we are looking at for the price action to show up, to be, you know, to break out of this level here. Which pair? We are looking at XAUUSD, that means on gold, and also you will be looking at USD/JPY, which is also showing some kind of trend here at the moment. Do anyone trade USD/JPY or currency such as euro dollar? See some movement on dollar yen. I don't want to miss if there is a good opportunity here. You can look at the 15 minutes and the 5 minutes time frame for an entry. So if you look at the lower time frame here, we can see in this area that the market of this key level of resistance, that's what we are looking at in this area. Here's the price action. We can see the market is showing its momentum. We might see the price to break below here for this potential break below, and that's what we are looking at here in this market, for the price to eventually break that low, and there is a higher chance that the market too will be doing a full multiple time frame analysis also for the higher time frame as well. Okay, so we want to see the market is eventually breaking out of this consolidation pattern. This is a very narrow consolidation here that you can see in that area. And with this consolidation, the market may, if we look at this narrow range, which is a one candle range, and you want to see that the market is breaking out of that range, and which is important to look at. So here is the market, if you look at of this level, approaching that key level of resistance line here in that area, and leaving this one as a trend line, and of this one as a trend line, the market is approaching that key level. And this is what we, I was looking at finding an entry from a zone where there is a higher possibility. Now looking at here the daily market structure, So from the daily, it's the daily price action, or there is a daily resistance line, and that daily resistance line here that you can see, from that zone we may see the market to break below here. So looking at the intraday perspective here, that from this level, as the market is maintaining that series of lower high, this is where the market left an imbalance. If you look at the yesterday's market, now when we were ending the live session, we are looking at this zone here, that the market to go up to retest both 10 and 20 exponential moving averages, and we saw that there was a break, and again we saw that there is another retest of this 10 and 20 exponential moving averages, and the market is now trying to come down here. All right, now we see that there is a significantly sideways now at the moment. Let's understand that what is this movement here, right? Why the market is moving such an incredibly in a sideways at the moment. What about the rejection week from the downside? We will be looking at. That's a good point. Is your bias bullish or bearish today? We see that there is a sideways market. Okay, so I would keep both options open, because the market might trade in a narrow range, so it might range today. So far we see that there is a range market, and from that range the bias we could see still downside. And if you look at the daily support is here. Now we will be discussing about in this situation why the market is ranging at the moment and what it mean, okay, from technical and fundamental. As we discuss, three significantly important things that we need to look at. One is the technical. So technically, if you look at, I have drawn two lines. So if you look at the broader perspective, it's forming series of lower high with this trend line, and also series of higher low, right? So usually this is a structure, right? Now let's understand that when this structure is going to, what kind of market it's gonna create. So whenever you see that this kind of triangular pattern or any kind of sideways market structure, the first thing that you need to do is to look for past, right? Past will tell you a lot about the future. Now if you look at here, the past, what do you see that here in that area? This is a drop, right? Now this is the drop, and because the market had a drop in the past here and then formed this triangular pattern, you can expect another break below here, because the trend is likely to continue. What is going down is likely to go down. Now therefore, if you look at this move, and also we can spot this large head and shoulder, right? And with this large head and shoulder, the market has broken back below. Okay, now with this break below, that you can see series of lower high and series of higher low, the market has broken below, and with that break below, the market may now eventually potentially come down further to create a new lower low here in that area. Okay, so that means there is a break, structure formation, series of lower high. Therefore our bias here so far to be downside, but the market is still not showing a very stronger movement. And this is, now let's understand that the sideways market, the reason behind the sideways market. Okay, now what is the reason behind the sideways market? There's a narrow range, series of lower high in this area with a narrow sideways movement. And with this narrow sideways movement that you can see in this area, as the market is maintaining that series of lower high, series of higher low, one candle range, we can expect it to break in one direction. Now, in this zone here, a sideways, very narrow range. Now, first of all, understanding that when the market moves like this in a narrow range, when there is a lack of volume, right? Lack of volume. What's happening with the DXY here? DXY has a comparably bullish bias here. If you look at here, see this move here, traders, even bigger than this, like this one candle range, the same market structure. And this is what I was talking about. If you look at here, what do you see? That the triangle, and look at the past. The market bounced off this level, it continued. Now this is a natural rhythm in the market. If you look at the same thing, triangle, very narrow triangle, okay, and the market then after moving in a one candle range, boom, two, that's a drop, and you'll see that happen over and over again. This is what I say, that the breathing of the market. So it's a resting period now. Market is thinking, right? The market is thinking that which way I should be going. Can the market think? It's a question, right? Let's understand that. Thank you. Thanks for joining. Here's what happened. Yes, thank you very much. Whichever way move from here, it will be massive, and one single big candle move to downside or upside, but most likely downside, I think. What are they looking at? Just join. Thank you very much. That's correct. So when you see that one candle range, the bigger the range, the stronger the breakout. See that same thing? Let me show you an example. See, it's an extended range, bigger breakout. Extended range, significantly bigger breakout. If you look at here, the same thing. Okay, this is also very extended range. This happened, I think, during the holiday season. And then this is an extremely extended one candle range. And then massive bounce back to the upside created this move. So now, if you look at that, the market is narrowing down to 1 point, concentrating into 1 point, and then it's potentially to break below. Now, as the news coming, okay, so you will be looking to see data coming, unemployment claims in just a matter of, if you look at now, 1.5 hour or 1 hour 40 minutes. That's an unemployment claims. Now with this unemployment claims, if you look at here, series of lower high, series of higher low. Now this is the one candle, which is green, red, very interesting. This kind of market structure usually breaks below here. However, you know what? The best entry would be if it creates a false breakout in one direction. That means breaking out and then breaking down like this. That's gonna be the best approach here. It may still can continue to drop, but if like the entry become much easier when it creates that false breakout. What do I mean by this? For example, if this market is straight breaking below, right, then we can get into the trade, but at some point you could see that after breaking below, it bounced back up. But if it creates a false breakout, for example, it bounced first up and we didn't enter and immediately rejected. So that means it's gonna move down. And that's a really absolutely good entry to look at. Right? So this is what we are looking at now at the moment here in that area. It's on a sideway, narrow range, looking for that entry. Now, the current lower time frame, this is the 4 hour, and you want to keep all those levels open, and I think it is absolutely possible for the market to go up and have a false breakout, which is a very common word that I use. How many of you really familiar with the false breakout? And in fact, why we need to know the false breakout? Let me know in the comment section, guys, in the chat. What do you think about the false breakout and why it is important to know? By the way, in the meantime, traders, don't hesitate to join the educational Telegram channel, which is the free Telegram channel for the regular update. There is more often promotion to join the premium from here. So here I've shared. Okay, so now looking at that, this is the current trend line. Okay, so with this narrow trend line here, all right, now with this narrow trend line, that looking at this market to give us that entry opportunity. Thank you. Very narrow range. And now let's understand also, this is the 1 minute chart that I'm looking at to see how the market is doing. Now, why do the market is moving in a very narrow range in this time period, right? This is a very uncertain period, and why the market moving right, you know, like in a sideway. Okay. It's because the smart money is waiting for a direction. Usually this is what happens, and that's where the breakout may come. Here is a dollar yen, and I'm also looking at dollar yen entry as soon as we can find that dollar yen entry. I think it's beginning to expand higher. Please, what are looking at just? Okay, so to expand, that means to break upside, first it needs to break downside here, because usually if you see this kind of structure, it needs false breakout. If I look at here, the same thing. So if you look at here, you can see this is a triangular pattern, or any kind of structure. Sometimes it just create a consolidation with multiple false breakout. So if you look at here, that you can see the market has broken below, created that false breakout, and then breakout, right? So if you look at the same kind of market structure, before it creates any kind of directional movement, it's gonna create that momentum. That means the market needs that momentum. Without momentum, you can't throw something from very high just standing in one place, right? See that cricket ball or soccer ball, the bowler normally need to run to gain momentum, right? The market like that, it's gonna need to go in one direction first to gain momentum. Okay, so now we got that our technical, and we are looking at now at the fundamental level. So on the lower time frame, we see that gold was a long-term uptrending market, but now we can see the market is in a sideways movement, right? We can see that is happening. And now with this sideways market, as the market is maintaining that uptrend, we are looking to see the market to show its directional bias. Very narrow sideways market. But in this area that you can see there is this looking to see that slowly the market it's creating an uptrending market structure where there is this is a key support level. The market dropped to that key support, and off this key support created this move where we may see that the price action to continue to rise here back above. Coach, we're looking at gold ahead today. Okay, so from the daily, we are looking to see that gold is currently, we can see that there is a range market, and we are looking to see that support and resistance for an entry. Usually in a range market, the best way to enter is to wait for the price action to reach to the support or resistance. And trading on lower time frame also give us an additional advantage, right? As a trader, what time frame you trade, also share your trading time frame, because trading time frame really matters. Some traders very good at lower time frame trading, some traders are not. Do you find it difficult? Okay, here as I mentioned earlier, this is now creating an uptrending market structure. And that uptrending market structure is crucial to look at. All right, so you can see that it's maintaining that series of higher low. I enter on M1 and M5 using H1 higher time frame. It is absolutely necessary to have a higher time frame, definitely. Anyone trade on other time frame? All right, so and also looking to see some the news here. Whole thing okay, so not very related to our entry. Probably if we look at the today's unemployment claims, okay, so here is what you need to look at now today for the unemployment claims, because that is all what will make a big difference. Because with the upcoming NFP, unemployment claims, and tomorrow coming up NFP, right? So you'll see that 5 high impact news coming on dollar index, and that's gonna be a big one. So what are other else we have? Okay, so there is a breakout here for short term here that you can see. Now that breakout, are they going to take it to the upside here? As we discussed, we are waiting for the market to have a breakout, to bounce back to the upside here in that market. And okay, so here is some upside movement coming here of this level. Thank you very much. Because you are looking gold ahead today, bearish or bullish. All right, so I trade 1 hour and 30 minutes. Okay, so I see some diverse time frame to look at. That's really interesting. And it is, in fact, if you look at here, the market is slowly breaking out. And this breakout is important, as I mentioned traders earlier, that you want to see the market is going back to this high here. And then we will be able to look for sell. The daily high is at 5195. Do you think the market is still driven by fear and greed? Welcome. My final confirmation is when it closes above 5172. 5172. I think it's too early to get a confirmation of this, because there is a very narrow range. So range sometimes act like a magnet to the price, right? So if you see the extended range and suddenly the market is going out, it dragged that back again to that zone here. Okay, so that's what looking at here in this market. Now, as we can see, the market slowly building its momentum back to the upside. Here in that area, we are looking at this market to break any of this high, as patience is key. Okay, impatience is lock, it's gonna lock you. So make sure that you always keep the key to unlock. So here is what you can see, the market is maintaining that uptrend, and with this uptrend here, looking for this market to go ahead, retest, and then return again back below. I can wait for 5206 breakout. 5206. See that what it means. I think the market may not break out 5206 before it come back to 5120, because today's high is at this level 5193, but it's very near, right? Very near. And which is now, as the data coming, that might change the game right here. Okay, so if you look at the market is really, I do not want to keep very, I would say that a rigid way to think that way, because the market is not very much of now follower of the technical. You guys can see that, right? Very prevalent. So the market is not at the moment following very much of technical, but of following sentiment. At the moment, neither the fundamental playing a big role. At the moment, the market is mostly driven by sentiment. Okay. Are we buying or selling? This is what we are waiting. We can go in both directions depending on where the market is. If the market breaks the high, we will be selling. This is our plan here, for the market to break that high and then to sell. However, if the market goes break below, and after a price action confirmation, we will be going for buying. Okay. Now in this area, we are looking at that market structure to give us an entry of this support level here and maintaining an uptrend, expecting the market to go ahead and create a new higher high. And okay, so narrow candlestick pattern formation here can give us potential entry. And of this level here, which is an inverted head and shoulder, expecting it to break out. Are you buying or selling? So we are waiting for that, and exactly my point, at least we will have some room after breaking out for breaker block. So this is a, this is a market where, interestingly, if you look at, the price is maintaining series of lower high, and also the price is maintaining series of higher low. So because the market is maintaining that both series of lower high and series of higher low, here what we will be waiting for this pattern to break. Okay. That is best secret. Okay, so got a little bit of disconnection, and I believe that you guys hear little disruption. Okay, so here is now from this level, if you look at that, the market is getting the rejection back below of this level here, and as the market is breaking that low, what we are looking at here, that the price to break below before we look for that entry back to the upside here in this market. And as we can see, again, the market is showing that price action. Rejection of the higher price could bring the market back below to the support level. And this is now current the trend line, that if you look at here, maintaining this series of higher low, and with this series of higher low, that the trend line is, we want to see that this market is breaking off that trend line, And once it breaks eventually below, we'll be looking at buying from that trend line. Hope that makes sense to you traders. With this one here, this is now slowly trying to break that low and may come further lower, back below. Excited to see the market is coming well below back here to this support level. It's almost to this 30-minute support, and 30 minutes candle also close coming from the 1 hour as well. It's on the support. I would like to delete all those lines here now to see that overall how the trend is evolving. Again, this is the 1 hour market structure. We see that the first hour, the first 30 minutes, the market has moved towards the upside here. Now we could see a little break below potentially, and what I think it might create a short-term potentially buying opportunity here in that market. And it's a very narrow range, so entering into the trade, we definitely need a further confirmation. Do you think we can go for a buy? If you look at here, there is a breakup structure, but not much up. Okay, small break, and the reason is it's coming down here. If it is coming down, that we are not looking for buying. If you look at here, the market is slowly breaking that low, and we had earlier one trade earlier today. If you look at on gold, and the trade was also sent out in the group. It's the trade that I have sent out in the premium group. If you look at, sold at 5171.00, stop loss at 5183.67, TP target was a 5153.49, and 90 pip was straight closed in that trade. Now this was a selling trade, right, on the lower time frame, and when the market created this structure in this area here, more often if we look at 5171, so this is the point where the trade was open, stop loss was above this high, it was sell. So I'm looking at, and we closed around this area. Now the market in fact dropped a lot from that zone here. Now the trade was open. If you looked, okay, here you can see some kind of short-term downside that we discussed. And are we going to look at an entry? Let's see that we still have 1 hour for the data to come up, and there's a breakup trend line. 15 minutes candlestick pattern close with a big bearish engulfer. 30 minutes also close with a pin bar. And I think it has created a room for potentially downside here in that market. And with the lower volatility, we will be looking at session low is here. Okay, we will be looking for now the market to go ahead and retest this trend line. We see that the breakup trend line, so there might be a downside pressure here in that market. However, here's what you're looking at, traders. This is where this is a trend that we have seen the pre-London session. Now this is the trade that I'm discussing for the educational purpose, because when you see that a trade was closed and open and every details is there, it's become easy to follow along for the educational. So if you look at here, that this market trend, okay, pre-London session in that zone, and when the market had started to reverse off that level, as this is currently in a sideways and the market has just reached that key level. If you look at here, the lower time frame, trading on lower time frame is not hard as long as you can understand, as long as you pay attention to the key levels. Okay, so this is where the key level, the market tested that high and then broken above of this level, the market entirely rejected back below from that zone. And our entry was after we see the multiple rejection series of lower high, and that's where we have exactly entered, and that, you know, had been a pretty successful trade. And we need to look for the similar kind of setup that I always look for, a high probability setup. You can see now here in this area there has been a triple top with a head and shoulder. Now we might find a similar kind of price action, but we'd like to see that the market is confirming that pattern here, similarly getting a rejection of that, because it is still can trend back to the upside in this area. Usually one single move that we always discuss is important to look at, because from this level it still can continue to go ahead and create a new higher high. So now it has if you look at, this is the 1 minute price action. By the way, traders, don't miss out to join the free Telegram group where I do share instantly any trade ideas coming, and also analysis that I'm thinking the market is going to go up, or I have an idea that I share in the group, which is currently free Telegram. But from that free Telegram, whenever the position open, you might get a very exclusive way to join the academy. So don't miss out that entry. Just by entering here, you will be able to also follow along every update and all the educational content. This is a versatile trading academy where you can access all kind of trading education, including, if you look at, if you look at the university level grade, you first need to start the preliminary. So here, everything preliminary as well as the university grade for every members, every traders to be able to trade the market. Okay, so here is it's breaking back to the upside in this market. Hello sir, can you please explain why gold is not flying high the war is ongoing? Because of gold had quite a few big move prior, right? Now the reason the gold is not having massive move at the moment is because of the smart money is currently observing the market, right? There is already has moved pre-war significant movement. The market is actually moving. We are not seeing it properly because there has been excessive move before the war. All right, so and now we can see the market is breaking off this level, and we'll be discussing more in depth on this. That's a good question. So at the moment I'm placing a sell order. Okay, so this is a ranging market, so you will not have a very high expectation of this movement. So we'll be closing within comparatively shorter distance because the market is not heavily trending, so we cannot expect a very big move, but we can take still the smaller move and then let the market to give the rest. Have one sell for this move. Okay, so while we are running this trade, waiting for a potential break below, okay, I will not be very ambitious for a big move, but a smaller move can give us an entry. Okay, so with the current, the market is, despite of the war, where the market is not going wild, right? Well, firstly, it has gone quite a bit of wild, right? In the past, you see that here the moves either up or down. This is a massive break. Now it's making sideways in this area. Now, if you look at the current geopolitical situation, right? Whenever there is an uncertainty, smart money usually wait a little bit to see that what they should do. Already there has been some movement happen. Now new trades will be coming up once there is a direction. And at the moment, if you look at the overall volatility, let's go to the daily chart. So in this whole move, if you look at this red candlestick pattern, that's a massive break below. So the overall ATR, let's understand from the ATR perspective. So the best thing that you can understand how the market is doing is from the ATR. And ATR will give you contextual the movement in the market. So the current daily ATR here that you can see is at 1615 pip, right? This is 1615 pip with the current daily. It was 1692 pip. So if we look at 6th of February, it was 2200 pip. And going to January, right? So if you look at the January, starting with 28th of January prior, this is daily chart, and looking at now what is the current volatility on gold is, let's say now today is 1626 pip, right? Today. So what's happening with our gold movement? So kind of movement here. Okay, let the trade run. Waiting for a drop. So today's volatility in terms of ATR is 1617 pip, right? Now if you look at, this is February, this is March, come on. So it's March, right? March. Looking at the February, okay, so if you look at the whole February was nearly to 2200 pip is the highest. Now going to the January, so if we look at the 29th of January and come down back below, what we see that today's volatility is here 1800. So if you compare the past timing with the today's volatility from the daily, I don't find a single day here. So we can see that the market is significantly bullish at the moment. There is a significant higher volatility. However, we can see some move here, moving to our profit area here, and like to see the drop back below. I'm at my entry point, exact at entry. Let's have some music up, volume. Not in the market, but in the music. Thank you very much. Okay, it's coming down here, back below to this support level and waiting for the drop here. And as soon as it reaches, I'll give a shout out when I'm closing this trade for this potential drop. coming down, that you can see here, which is good to see. And here is what you can see, the market to break that low, eventually to have this movement in that area. And we are looking to see for the market to drop here, back below here. Candle close. Are you going to run it? I'm still seeing some drop, so I'm still holding on to that. We are up 20 rate to 30 pip, and I'm ready here for any kind of closure if needed. The narrow doji close. So I'm going out with this trade, guys. The range is narrow. I can't take a big profit target. We can re-enter again once the market will reach. The range is very narrow. It's nothing we can keep a big target. It's gonna straight go up and down and keep moving. However, you can, like, depending on the market situation, right? We are here 25 pip nearly, depending on where you enter. Can you share what's your status of your trade? We'll be re-entering again because I want to keep the win rate high. We had few trade didn't work out before. Today we had a big one in our premium group earlier, and looking forward to see some new move coming in that area. Thank you very much. Expansion, yes, it's not moving at all. This is what you can see. It's on a expansion phase, right? Now, if the accumulation is become longer, that you can see here. If you look at the 1 hour, the expansion phase become stronger. This is a extended accumulation phase in that area, so there might be a stronger breakout. So, and that's why I'm out earlier, is because of the unpredictable move can happen. And in the meantime, traders, have you enjoyed this live session? We still have long way to go. We have our, if you look at coming up, unemployment claims. By the way, in the meantime, 2 things, don't miss out to do that. 3 things, in fact, 3. 1 is smash the like button. Secondly, don't forget to subscribe. Thirdly, join, stay connected to stay informed and up to date with everything. The free Telegram is the best way, because this is the direct pathway to give you all the education that I'm posting every single day. And the education here that you can find is second to none. I can say that. You guys see that how the analysis is being posted. Now, why you need really this education, this kind, is because it's built based on not tradition but observation. All right, so an observation will give you the true nature of something about the market also. Market is a product of human emotion, right? And decision. So when you observe the market, you also can understand human being as well. For example, when you look at the market, what is the most strongest driving force in the market? What drives the market mostly? that drives the market, right? And that also drives the human being. Not only human being, every creature in this planet, because it's survival. And greed, not as much as fear. All right, so now, so that's why if you look at the sentiment analysis, this is also one of the core analysis that I do every single day. Sentiment analysis. How many of you do that? That will give you really a big edge in your trading decision. And that's why whenever I sit on my desk, the first thing that I look at, what is happening in the market. It's very important to look at what is happening in the market, because you can relate the information with the market movement. For example, you see that news. Any central bank raising the interest rate or cutting the interest rate, you can see directly the reflection in the market. All right, now let's apply that knowledge, how we can trade the market. As we discussed, we have taken the trade and also looking at here on the daily chart. Now, as we discuss about the ATR, right? So this ATR from the daily, we saw that biggest move happen in that zone. And if you look at that much of volatility, what you can see in this area has never been, right? Still on. So it's the biggest move that you can see. Now, the next move on gold, big move, when it will come, let's understand it. It's also fundamentally important. Now, one of you asked a question that, what is going on, why the gold is not widely moving. There is an outcome, right? Every milestone will give a different direction in the market. So it's waiting for the milestone. The market trade like that. Okay, here is the inverted head and shoulder, right? Lower time frame. I wouldn't look at that yet. If you go on daily chart, it looks like we are making a bigger time frame, head and shoulder. Does this mean we could see a drop tonight? Let me see. So 2 trades today anyway. Successfully. Delete this. Okay, a couple of scenarios can happen. Now at this level, if you look at, as we have successfully closed that position here in that area, we are looking for this market to break below here to the support level. And with this entire structure breaking below can give us again another entry. If we see the market is going back up to this zone here, where we are looking at for this market to trend down back below. It's a great trading opportunity, traders. Hope that you are enjoying. Make sure you give a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Press the notification bell so you are not missing any of the content that I am posting every day. Getting the reaction back below here in that area. Okay, so it's breaking below here, and we are progressing towards the NY session. Now for those who are waiting for a big move, it's coming, guys. This is what we are talking about, that before the NFP the market will have some kind of pullback, and that's a now bigger move, right? Smart money is coming in the market, but it's still we are waiting for the best trade possible. We had one position earlier, also one position, and I'm open to create more positions. So this one here earlier today, a very big one, and now there is a small one, but we will be looking for another entry as soon as it shows us proper confirmation. And 6 hour, nothing happened. We see there is more, right? That's what you can see. It's breaking below now. It's awesome. Minutes price section, and it might now potentially melt down below. So 1 hour candle closed, and the market rejected back below. We are looking to see the market is pushing up for a pullback. So it's now bouncing off this level here that you can see. We are seeing some kind of rejection from this key level. That is what we are looking to see the market to break below here to this support level here to create a new lower low. And it start to drop back down again. We have only 25 minutes for the data to come up, and with this 5 minutes candle close, if we see further bearish move, we could see the market to come down here back below. We'll be looking for further entry opportunity as soon as it appears. So it's showing up that there is still significantly downtrend possible here in this market. So it's a complete break below. Got any feedback? How many were in this trade, traders? And I would like to know how many PP you have gained with the previous trade. You don't have to share your profit, but just how many pip, so that you know that exactly where you are at. Okay, ready for another one, or we'll be looking to see news coming up in just a matter of less than 20 minutes. It's gonna be very important news. If you look at here, that the calendar, and unemployment claims coming, average hourly earnings tomorrow, core retail sales, non-farm employment change, retail sales, and unemployment rate. With this here liquidity sweep, there's a massive liquidity sweep, and that has given this market potentially significant drop in that area. Okay, now, okay, this is some of the pullback here again. Pullback here. Okay, so some messages when you later. Okay, guys, so make sure you use English, because there is an auto filter. So if you use a different language, it might delete automatically. So make sure you use the English language so that everyone can read. And here is the market. Now it's breaking to the upside here. And now what I think, it might now cross this high. All right, so crossing that high can give a higher possibility this market to eventually cross that level. And that's a key level to look at if you look at here. Now breaking above here from this zone here to the upside can give higher chance that the market to come down. We have only 15 minutes for the next candle to open from the 15 minutes, and also there is a coming up high impact news, which is, if you look at the calendar, unemployment claims, average hourly earnings, core retail sales, non-farm employment change, retail sales, and unemployment rate. So in a row, quite a few high impact news. So when the market moves in this way, when the market moves in this high impact news pattern, 5 of them coming tomorrow, there is potential for bigger move. Today is Thursday, tomorrow coming up. What happened, guys? There is a breaking news, still the data coming, still 30 minutes, 50 minutes. What happened? Well, the market has broken back below. So understand it. Is there any breaking news? Can anyone know what happened? Why the market had such a loud in Qatar capital Doha, smoke from the interceptions. What's happening? Can anyone update here? I'm not making the live, I can't see. Where do you look at the news? It's a massive breakout. There might be further downside here. Don't you think the market is getting really interesting here in that area? And Okay, so there is a significant breakdown. As we discussed, on the daily, the market might come back for this deeper pullback here, and chances that the price to fill that imbalance here is very high. And we are progressing towards the opening, and okay, any update? Liquidity sweep before the news. This is so common. We may see an unpredictable we may see an unpredictable move now with the news. Probably a spike both direction. LNG shipping rates soar 600 to per day. You mean the gas? It might be short term, right? There's really something very, very interesting, like very unusual going on. What's your view on that? Share your thought. It's how about the stock index going on? Anyone trade Nasdaq? BTC is moving 30 bit of sideways. So the move is basically happening with if you look at the DXY and gold. Gold is DXY also didn't react much yet, but gold is what I choose to trade, and with along with the currency. You can see, as we discussed, this is the sideways market that we have looked at in the beginning. Okay, if you look at our analysis, if you haven't looked at that, I would encourage you to go back to the first analysis that we made, that there is a pattern here, and we looked at the market to break below here, right? So now this is where, if you don't know, then look at the past. That means that which way the market has come back down. Now also we discussed that if this triangle break initially above, chances for the breakdown is higher, and this is what it did. It has broken above, and we have sold it when the market coming down back below here. All right, that's not end, just the beginning, right? We still have a long. Thank you very much. You had a good feedback on the group. Thank you. Awesome. Cool. We are waiting for 4 minutes for the data to come up, and then we will be looking to see if there is any further entry. Thank you very much. And we are looking to see how the market is creating this structure here. And with this market structure created, expecting the market to break below here and then to create a new higher high. So here is the market that you can see sideways movement. And with this sideways market from this key level, which is the resistance down support, that you can see the market now trying to break below, as it has already shown that pattern. Now we are looking towards the data coming in just a matter of few seconds. Let's wait to see to come up unemployment claims data, how this is doing here. 213k, which is potentially positive for DXY, and it's pushing the DXY back above for that purpose that you can see. And this is a long candlestick pattern, right? So with this here, pretty long wick, significantly long wick, and with this long wick here, this is a big long wick candlestick pattern, expecting the market to bounce back to the upside. And how the gold is doing, it's reacting back below. As we discussed, there is an imbalance here in that market, and with this imbalance, here is where the market structure filling that zone here back below. And because the market has shown here stronger break, chances that we will see another wave of drop. Ready for another entry, and I would be looking to see an entry on a pullback. Okay, so entry from a pullback is the best entry, because after the drop we will be waiting for a pullback, and once the pullback is done, it's gonna show some liquidity grab. So if you look at here in this area, this is a weaker market now at the moment, and with this zone, the chances for another rejection back below is higher. And looking at in that zone for this possible downtrend back below, they're looking at here. This is already the market tested that high. And I will be very happy to see one more rejection back to the upside before we can see a drop down here. Welcome. Gold to 5065 zone. Yeah, it's now, you see that this move that you can see, it's essential to look at that the market is going back up for another move. Thank you. And I'm waiting for another entry, but you want to see that of this level, there is having a clear reaction back below. And this may go a bit up even higher, but if it, can you go for buy? No, not, I'm not looking to buy. This is currently falling market. So will not be looking to buy. Okay, I don't think that the market will be able to go strongly bullish at the moment, at least for short term. If you look at the daily, there is entire break below. The price has tested the previous daily low. There might be some pullback as we discussed, but chances for the market to retest again is higher. So it's now in a downtrend locally. So therefore, it may prepare for, so you see that this move is eventually going back to some of this area here in that area, in this zone. Okay, so here is the liquidity area. We'll be looking for that entry. As soon as we find that, we'll be looking at entry in that market. And this is my plan here, traders, whether I'm on live or not, for the market to go ahead. If this move directly going here, I will be looking for sell, keeping around 100 pips stop loss, targeting below this level. That being said, traders, this is Thursday. Tomorrow is the biggest trading event coming with the NFP. And I will be excited to host this live again tomorrow during the NFP to trade the market with all of you successfully. Now this week was incredible week. Still have one more day go. And except one day yesterday we had losing trade, but it has a part of game. We almost a very high win rate, except exceptionally sometimes the market even doesn't listen to anyone except itself. So that being said, I really enjoyed, and I believe you enjoyed too. Last thing, 3. One is make sure you join the Telegram for free one, where you can find many of my education that I'm posting everyday update. Also, more often the promotion is given to join the Telegram for the premium group. This is the free Telegram link given below. Don't miss out to visit the website link below this video if you want to explore more the latest trading tool as well as the strategy that I'm trading every single day in this market. Last but not least, the trade that you have opened, successfully closed, make sure you keep that profit in your trading account by not FOMO trading, not by over trading. Stay tuned for another update coming in few hours, as I love to trade the whole session and keep posting updates for the communities who are following me. Thank you very much, and we'll see you shortly after with another live session.